Bulikaso Kaliko Akakalya amateeka ge gagamba bw'oba onsingisiza omusango mu manchoolo nina ebbeetu okwekubira enduulu ku kkooti eddako waggulu. We believe that the judge who will be given in this case is one who will adhere to the procedure and the provisions of the law. The provisions of the law require that this case must be heard expeditiously because we have very limited time. We believe the judge will handle it expeditiously. And it is regrettable that the Electoral Commission can make a decision on 25th day of November and deliver that very judgment on 9th day of December, well aware that this is a kind of a matter where time is of essence. It leaves many questions which are not yet answered. Electoral Commission, especially its leader, should check on the way some of these things are being done. When you do things in that kind of manner, that is a very shabby way, and it gives a lot, it leaves a lot in question. Mr. Byabakama, we should not do business in this manner. Do you think the party has to leave everything and concentrate on just one case? When we are instructed as lawyers, the candidate is here, the aggrieved party is here, the lawyers are here. I believe we are enough. In Uganda, we have more than 500 constituencies. There are issues. We are campaigning. Now, why should we leave all other activities and come for this case alone? They are busy on other activities, my brother. We are instructed and we can execute the instructions even without the party leaders here. I believe the EC is aware that after making a decision of the kind, the one in the issue, the aggrieved party is at liberty to appeal against such a decision under Article 64 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. Mr. Byabakama is a judge. He's a lawyer like me. I believe he's aware of that position of the law. So he's expecting a decision of court should our client win this appeal. Akasota akato bw'olaba nga mutabani waasobola okukakuba n'akatta ate gwe omukulu tovaayo. Kakati zino ensonga za leero bazikwasiza abalooya. Zino mpapula ze tuleese tusobola ozisitula. Lwaki oyagala emirimu emirala gyonna giyimirire olw'ensonga eno gye tusobola? Constituencies nnyingi zisoba mu 5 mu Uganda. Oyagala ekibiina kiyimirire olwa constituency emu nedda ssebo. Ffe tubikoze yeffe bapuliida candidate waali obadde otya ggwe. Akakiiko k'ebyokulonda amateeka gekakolerako gakajja mu ggulu. Ye kyogamba nti mukulu Byabakama takimanyi nti bw'amala okuwa ensala oyo awakanya ensala wooye waddembe okujulira. Bw'aba takimanyi bw'oba omulabyeko mu ŋŋambire asoma akawaayiro ak'enkaaga-mu-ennya akassemateeka wa Uganda. Akawaayiro ak'enkaaga-mu-emu akassemateeka wa Uganda ke kamuwa obuyinza okuwulira emisango ebbanga ly'amala nga tannaba kulangirira awangudde. Gwasalidde bw'aba tamatidde waddembe okuyita mu kawaayiro ak'enkaaga-mu-ennya akassemateeka wa Uganda okujulira. Na bwe kiti ateekwa okuba nga gy'ali eyo era naye alinda oyo ataamatira nansalawo oyo asobola okuleeta ensala emenyawo eyiye. Bulikaso Kaliko Akakalya amateeka ge gagamba bw'oba onsingisiza omusango mu manchoolo nina ebbeetu okwekubira enduulu ku kkooti eddako waggulu. Na bwe kityo ndowooza ekyakirinda nga mbaga.
I'm called Walukagga, contesting as a member of parliament to represent the people of Busoga East constituency. My role here is to give my lawyers directives to appeal, and it's what they have done. I'm very sure that in courts of law we are going to get justice. The ruling of the Electoral Commission was illegal, was biased, but I'm very sure my lawyers wouldn't have intervened in something they are very sure that is not winnable. So I'm very sure we are going to get justice from the High Court.
For the beginning, Honorable Matthias Walukagga possesses the requisite academic qualifications to contest as a member of Parliament. Under the law, the body responsible for notifying the EC whether one qualifies or not is the National Council for Higher Education and UNEB. And in this particular incident, the National Council for Higher Education communicated to the Electoral Commission that Honorable Walukagga possesses all the requisite academic qualifications. Secondly, the Electoral Commission went overboard. It exceeded its powers and mandate under the law. Because under the law, and there is authority to this right from the Supreme Court, the Electoral Commission does not have power to cancel an academic document. So by the time the Electoral Commission took its decision to declare Honorable Walukagga's academic documents invalid, the National Council for Higher Education had not written anything to that extent. The position of the National Council for Higher Education from the day it seconded Honorable Walukagga to date, and the same with UNEB, is that Honorable Walukagga has the relevant academic qualifications. So if anybody is aggrieved with the opinion of the National Council and UNEB, they should go to court, sue the National Council, and sue Walukagga. But you as Electoral Commission, you don't have that legal mandate. And what we are doing today is we have come to ask the High Court of Uganda to review and set aside the decision of the Electoral Commission to denominate Honorable Walukagga, because that action was a nullity in law. Finally, the law provides for a certificate of mature age entry, because joining higher institutions of learning like the universities and other tertiary institutions requires you either to use direct entry or mature age entry or other aptitude. For instance, right now the Directorate of Industrial Training, DIT, can give somebody a certificate of senior 6 equivalence for being a very good carpenter. Because we are stuck in a colonial mentality where we think that knowledge means going from nursery, baby class, middle class, top class, through P7, through senior 4 to senior 6. No. The world has recognized that there is competence-based learning. So assessment based on knowledge. And for you to get a mature age certificate, you do not move out of the street when you're walking, enter a room for 30 minutes and you get a certificate. You go through studying for a full year. And that's what Honorable Walukagga did. You're supposed to score 50%. He was even generous enough. He scored more than 50, beyond what was required. And that's why he was admitted at university in the same year. So the certificate was used 3 months after it was obtained. And the law is that if you do not use that certificate for 2 years, then it expires. The essence is, because this is a second route to university, when you use it, don't sleep on it. And that's what Honorable Walukagga did. The moment you join university, immediately within 2 years, it gives life to the certificate. So you cannot say right now that Honorable Walukagga next year will be a graduate, because he's in his 3rd year at St. Lawrence University, that he will be a graduate without a senior 6. That one does not operate in law. And it will be a fallacy to say. So we expect that the High Court will overturn the decision of the Electoral Commission and give power to the people to decide, because political contests should be settled politically, not through legal shenanigans. Time is of essence. First of all, it's very unfortunate that the Electoral Commission, if you look at the letter of the Electoral Commission, it's dated 25th, but it was released on the 9th, which also shows that it is either a deliberate attempt by the Electoral Commission to frustrate this particular candidate, Honorable Matthias Walukagga. But what we've done, we've filed 2 days after the decision, which is fast enough, and what we are going to do is follow up with the registrar to get a judge and a date for purposes of hearing this up. And under the law, we expect that this application should be disposed of at the earliest, because there is need for certainty for the people of Siro East to know whether their MP to be is going to be on the ballot, such that we don't have people having to come with papers and they write the candidate's name because they're not seeing it on the ballot.